Hey everybody, here we are after day 2 at Q.
11:02 at night, 10:02 at night.
11:02 day 2 of Q.
Yeah, Austin time.
With
10,
you.
10:02 with you.
What did you think today?
There were some real highlights today. I really enjoyed Over the Rhine tonight.
Over the Rhine was the highlight.
Fantastic. There was a guy today who was an expert on imagination. He was a neuroeconomist, and he talked about the three qualities that are necessary for an imagination to be stimulated. This was fascinating. He says, number one, there has to be novelty, meaning you have to do things that are fun, that are lighthearted, which we've talked about at Westwinds,
right.
About the theta glands and about the fact that only when you're relaxed does the theta glands start pumping out. So
Sure.
That was cool.
New places?
Yeah,
that all fits in there?
Yep.
Change of venue?
Yeah, he talked about the fact that you can't be afraid. So whatever fears you have, you have to set those fears aside and work past them. And then also he talked about, I'm blank. Anyway, I have it written down.
The last one?
Notebook. Yeah.
What if I have it right here? I might. I have a new notebook.
He was fascinating, and it played into this. We got to go to this toy shop yesterday.
Here it is. Short-term memory.
No. Mocking your friends.
Social intelligence.
Oh right, yeah.
Yes.
He said to be a truly remarkable person, you need to be not afraid. You need to have a life experience full of novelty, and you need to be socially intelligent, meaning attuned to the feelings of other people. And he said, these days it feels like people usually have two of the three rather than all three, the total package.
Right.
So that was cool. And he used the example of Bill Gates, who does a little novelty, who has no fear, but who is a geek,
needs other people on his team to run him out. And so.
Yeah. So he was fascinating. We had Micah White, the editor of Adbusters. I'm a big fan of the Adbusters magazine.
Micah White, not Michael White.
I said Micah White.
Right, and not Mike White, who wrote the script for School of Rock, and also was on The Amazing Race.
And not correct everything I say, White, because he's sitting right beside me.
Exactly.
White beside me. Anyway, he was great, and he talked. This is so classic. We've talked among our staff about how we believe that some of the best, most accurate prophets of our generation are street artists or vandals, like Banksy in particular, or Shepard Fairey, who did the Obama artwork. And so sure enough, Michael White says, I think vandalism is a very provocative and intelligent way to critique the dominant media. I was like... Evangelilism, yeah. Which I think has been coined before, but we can pretend that we came up with it.
We didn't come up with it. They actually said it, but...
No, he said... Oh, did he say it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. He said... He didn't say evangelism. And then we said, we immediately said evangelism.
And then Gabe, I think said, it doesn't matter.
No, Gabe, he didn't say anything.
Doesn't matter. But that's when they called us up on stage to give an example of well-rounded people.
I am
all three of the necessary
I'm rounder than I would like to be, especially you can kind of see it on camera.
After dinner. That's why I have the goatee, because it makes my face longer. At least that's what I fool myself into believing.
I look like a stormtrooper. A fleshy stormtrooper.
No.
Well, that's kind of you to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, so those were some...
Java.
Oh. Well, you said that.
I know. I was just joking.
It's cool.
Because I love you. Yeah, what else did you enjoy today? Oh, okay, this is what I enjoyed. Shane Hibbs, right? That's his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So... we got to see him in like a follow-up session today, Q&A kind of a thing, where he didn't take back what he said yesterday, but he certainly softened the blow. He said, when I said this, I didn't actually mean this, I meant this. So yesterday we came away with this, I came away with an overwhelming sense of down with technology, technology's bad, technology's the devil. Throw away your cell phone, move to the country, buy a little home, plant a little garden, eat a lot of peaches.
He's a Mennonite, so it's not like he was really breaking from his tribe in some of those rantings and ravings. It was cool. I enjoyed the horse and buggy he rode up in. That was neat.
That was really cool.
He backpedaled today. He did. He backpedaled.
Yeah, he did.
And it was a pedal because he doesn't believe in motors either. But
honestly, panel discussion was great today.
Oh, that girl from Willow rocked it.
What's her name? Heather Larson from Willow.
There's 10,
we want Heather Larson. We want you on staff.
Oh, she was a rock star. 10 or 12.
You have to work for free.
10 or 12 people on a panel, and most of them were dogging on the megachurch, and most of them were nicely, but really criticizing Willow, at least indirectly. And she was the only megachurch gal up on stage, and she held her own, and she was polite, and she was godly.
Yeah.
And she just kept saying, look, it's not about how we do ministry, it's about people finding Jesus and growing in their faith. And we see a lot of that, and I don't try and force my model down your throats. I'm just happy that that's happening.
Right.
She really stood her ground. She was so cool.
She did
Kudos
great.
to her, yeah. Let's see. What else was there today? Ted and Gail Haggard came and talked
But we're not
through-
supposed to say anything about that.
Well, we can say it now because it's already happened.
Oh.
It was just
you
you
can
weren't
say
allowed to say it during the
post.
time. And they
Gotcha.
talked very frankly about what it's been like over the last 3 years since Ted's sort of fall from grace and the homosexual affair and drug encounters that he had that cost him his ministry. And
Right.
it was very raw. And there's lots more that can be said about that, but just, it was very courageous of them to come, and it was bold of the organizers of Q to invite them so they could talk about ministry failure.
I think, and then we had a breakout session afterwards, and the conversation that ensued following, Ted and his wife. That was good. The conversation.
So, some were critical, some were skeptical, some were, gracious, some were, over the top gracious. There was a good spectrum. We probably have some more reflecting to do on the whole experience before we feel good about sharing some of those thoughts, but there was certainly a spectrum there. I always find it hard going to conferences, and I've blogged about this before. I talk openly about this with my friends or even our elders of the staff, because at heart I'm naturally a contrarian, and I always find things to disagree with. So I keep telling John, just be patient with me, because honestly, everything I hear I react against. Everything. Could be somebody who gets up and says...
He's man-straighting.
I am. And so that's always, like, I always think that's my gift and my sin simultaneously. It's like, part of how I feel God has wired me is the ability to smell out the BS, and part of how I feel like the devil would love to increasingly use me is by calling everything BS. So there's been a lot of great things today, although, to be fair, it's only now at 10 o'clock that I can kind of look back and feel like a lot of those things were actually great. And to be honest, I think it was Over the Rhine that really, gave me a chance to sort of connect emotionally,
Right.
tie into that novelty, allow the Spirit to speak to me and sort of recall the good things and discard the bad.
They have a real healing spirit about them. Walking out of that, I was telling Dave that seeing that band live makes me want to hug my wife. The playfulness,
Yes.
the interaction between husband and wife on that stage. It's cute.
We met a great guy from Ireland today.
Oh my goodness,
Greg, he's
awesome.
the assistant
Greg.
to the Archbishop of the Anglican Church of Ireland.
Which is
And-
crazy.
Yeah, young guy. He's from Michigan, moved to Ireland 20 years ago, dropped out of high school to do full-time ministry. And
With YWAM.
With YWAM, and was a neat guy, really cool guy.
he
just
was awesome.
A kindred spirit, and that was neat. So
And we get to stay with him in Ireland
if
because
you're watching this, Greg, we're taking your word for
we
it.
invited ourselves. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
which isn't like us.
That's exactly. I'm a real boy.
So how about you? I mean, that's all me. I'm gushing.
Well, that wasn't all you. There was some of me in that, I think.
Well, okay.
Yeah, maybe it's because we have such a marriage. You finished my thoughts, and so I feel like you're saying what I want to say.
You had me at hello.
Yeah,
There was a lot of dry humor today, which I appreciate
there was.
very much.
Our buddy John Tyson is here from New York City.
Trinity
church planner.
Grace Church.
Used to be Origins, now Trinity Grace, and John is also always awesome.
Yeah, we get to connect with him. He's great. There's some great thinkers. We're actually going to go and try and connect with a few people now for the Après Dîner party.
That's right. Cynthia Ware, met her today, and she writes a blog about technology in church, and so it was good to see her face to face. We follow one another on Twitter, and that was good. And we were able to talk about Westwind's revamp of our website that's been months in the making and is in the near future. And so she's excited to see what's going to happen there, and we're excited about what's going to happen with that.
But let's say goodbye. I miss my wife and kids. I love you guys. Love you, the church too, but more love my wife and kids. And
Yeah.
we're having a great time. Great time.
Love y'all. We'll see you. Bye bye.
I'm having a great time. I know John.